We're living in a society where men can get women pregnant and keep them in tents on the side of the fucking road. We're living in a society where abusive people can fill the comments of people who want nothing to do with them's pages, blogs, videos, minds, phones, email accounts, and I continue to ask myself why. Why is there any group so dedicated to tearing down someone who doesn't even know or care that they exist? Why are you on my page, on my live, attacking my perspective and viewpoint from your small, ignorant place? Why are you pretending to be my husband and you giving me $20 or $30 less than I need to order my children's glasses? Why are you chasing me out of every job I've gotten in the last 30 months? Why are you financially manipulating me, beating me, dragging me down the street by my wrist so that my back skin gets burnt off, allowing me to be sexually assaulted multiple times, allowing me to be robbed multiple times, not allowing my police reports to be taken seriously or investigated in any way, and then interrupting my free use of my own electronic communication device to reach out for help against you fucking people. Where am I living? Where this is legal? Where am I living where this is acceptable or celebrated? I'm not in high school. I'm not in 7th grade. I'm not in 5th grade. I'm a 36-year-old mother of 3. I've had numerous amazing careers. I've worked with thousands of amazing people, and they can all speak to the type of person I am, as I can. Almost as well as I can. Maybe even better. I'm my own biggest critic. I'm always, forever looking for ways to improve until you stop allowing it. Who's you? I don't know. I'd love to know, but there are people who do know. What are examples of that? I get 21 jobs in 30 months and I'm chased out of each one. That's supporting me in greatness? Or that's stalking and harassment? I join a gym, as I've always, for the past 10 years I've belonged to a gym. You stalk me in the gym, physically assault me, push me, shove me, hit me with your elbows, say that I'm not allowed to work out there anymore and force management to offer a refund. 7 gyms. 7 fucking gyms. 7 gyms. But I'm still the one sleeping outside in a tent. You destroyed my Cadillac CTS month or 2 months after I made my final payment. I paid for that entire car myself with money that I made from ManyVids, from Cam Soda, from in-person dating, from gifts, from donations, from bartending, from promo modeling, from staffing promos. You destroyed my vehicle. I took my vehicle, I took care of it like a baby. I took it to get an oil change more than it was needed. As soon as there was something wrong with it, I had a mechanic looking at it. I had no problems with the car until Dylan came out. None. No one can see any links to all of this. Let's refresh our memories. Dylan came out in 2019. We're in 2023. That means you've been harassing me now for 4 years. If we include the harassment from law enforcement that began in 2016, when I was being sexually harassed, invited to concerts, I've been being harassed since 2016, which is 8 years. It'll be 8 years in October. A few weeks. Lawyers have been involved. Internal affairs has been involved. And rather than finding a solution to all of this in 8 years, you only further push me into oppression and isolate me from my friends and family members. Then you don't want to be charged for that. You don't think that destroying someone's life for 8 years and forcing them to a space of isolation, depression, immobility at times. You ever laid in a tent that smells like urine because you're so fucking depressed? You're so tired of getting the shit kicked out of you emotionally, mentally, and financially that you don't even care. I'm pregnant. The smell of anything makes me want to vomit. Do you not understand that? How do you think it's possible, if you're not doing too much, that I would be able to lay there for a full day, or for anyone to do that for that matter? And where are my children? Where are my children through all of this? And what is happening to them? And if I, an articulate adult who can speak and say this is happening, that's happening, no one is silencing me, despite how much they try, despite how many times they have successfully silenced me and others. How do I know that my children are safe or not being coerced or bullied in the same ways? And who are these children? Because they must be children regardless of their chronological years age to treat other human beings this way. Who are these children and who raised them? Or didn't raise them, for lack of a better understanding. Children who have parents who raise them in love are not walking around being verbally combative to innocent strangers that don't even know them. Children who are raised in even not love but not hate don't walk around looking for people to hurt and bully. So who's coordinating these efforts and why? And when we look at what's going on in your household and at your, primary residence and your work and your friends' homes, are you sure that those stories are going to be congruent with the way you open your mouth and claim to live your life? Because it's highly doubtful. Highly doubtful. Most of the people who have a problem with this situation have been personally affected by it. Meaning the things that have happened to me that I have proven and documented began happening to them, and then all of a sudden they have a completely different perspective. Does that mean that the whole entire world needs to be victimized so that those of us who have already been victimized can stop being bullied over it? Can stop being withheld work opportunity over it? You make it so that the person I'm in a committed relationship with, who made all these claims and promises, is so inconsistent in the way that they treat me, I feel like I'm sitting next to a stranger. You don't ask my permission first. My time, my energy, my peace, who I want to be around, that's all part of free will. All of it. So when you're manipulating that and exploiting that and not allowing me to be with the people I love and want to be with, what are you really doing? What are you really asking the universe for back in return? What do you deserve? What would you do if someone was doing the same to you? I've sat and watched my bank accounts drain too many times to count. Luckily, I only keep them at like 100, or less usually now. Well, now I'll be lucky. I haven't had $100 in about a year. Isn't that sick? Not a year. Since February. The last check I got at my last job. Before I was again just terminated for no reason that makes sense. They get me pregnant. They intentionally instigate everything that happened with the babies passing away. Rest in peace. I was pregnant with twins. They started a huge fight at the Airbnbs. There was a time when the person who fakes to be Xavier scratched me internally and empty bowls of the Airbnbs we were staying at. I yelled out from sleep in the middle of the night, started crying. 3 days later, Jane at the Airbnb on Addison tries to upcharge me $150 the day before Christmas, and then tells me that I won't be getting any of my money back for 7 days because it needs to process through Airbnb if I can't come up with the other $250 to add Xavier to the reservation, that she has to put us both out, and Airbnb would have to process the refund over the next 7 days. It's the day before Christmas, and I'm 20 weeks pregnant. There's a lot about what's gone on with me that no one knows. So you think that I'm oversharing when I tell you that they've raped me, bludgeoned me, stabbed me, beat me, left me outdoors, urinated on me, caused me to defecate on myself in public? You think that's TMI? Do you have a year so I could give you the longer version? Those are just the highlights. Every person is supposed to be able to wake up in the morning and decide, you know what, I want to be a good person, I want to be an employee, I want to be a creative, I want to be a salesperson, I want to be. And that desire to be is what leads our direction. It's what influences our every next step. Why don't you think that that's important? Why don't you think that living in a society where people are permitted to be themselves unapologetically as long as it does not come at the expense of others? I would never go find someone on the street and tell them, I want to be married to you. I believe in traditional gender roles. Let's enter into this contractual commitment of love, if that's not what I wanted. I would never get someone pregnant multiple times and tell them that I wanted a baby with them if that's not what I wanted. I would never tell someone that I was a representative for the district attorney and that I was there to help them if that's not what was going on. And if I did do any of those things and they were all publicly broadcast just like they have been, I think that there would be a very severe intervention, which has never come. So if we pile up the list of things, unlawful and unethical, that have been done unto me, we won't even point out that there's nothing that I've ever done in my life that even compares to the last 4 or 5 years. Nothing at all. Nothing even worth mentioning. Nothing even on the same spectrum. I've never bludgeoned someone, never even thought of it. Never stabbed someone, never even thought of it. The thought would never cross my mind to get a weapon and stab a person. Ever. It would never cross my mind. Even if I said out loud, I want to stab you. The thought to actually go procure a weapon, hold it in my hand in a defensive motion, plan with multiple other people, jump one innocent person and stab them, it would never cross my mind. Ever. After meeting a person who had been calling the police and asking for help after being raped and beaten and robbed and abused and stabbed and bludgeoned for nearly 4 years, I would most certainly not be calling that person names and telling that person to kill themselves and listening to that person's vulnerabilities and insecurities and then zooming in on their photos to highlight just the things they don't like about themselves and creating 10 to 20 different fake or real text message numbers a day to message them until it dwindles down and then you're only getting about 20 messages a week. Do you think 20 messages attacking who I am as a person, the way I look, and the way that I live my life is acceptable for 4 years? I don't think 20 messages a week one time in your life is acceptable, filled with hate. Why the fuck has it been going on with me weekly or more frequently for 4 years with no intervention from the law? Clearly, this is not a working system. People are not dolls. Using the word doll as a term of endearment or affection is the only way that it should be intended to discuss people as dolls. People are people. Dolls are plastic, inanimate objects that don't have any consciousness. I bleed. If your life is so overflowing with hatred and vulgarities against you that the only thing you can think of to do is attack someone who's sitting in peace, why don't you go buy a doll and call her the hate doll? And fuck up her hair and her makeup and her eyebrows and do all the shit that I wake up having you people do to me. Yeah. They've overplucked my eyebrows on multiple occasions. They've cut my hair on multiple occasions. They've changed my hair color on multiple occasions. I am a human being. Gods and goddesses, right? We're all gods and goddesses. We're all sons of God or daughters of God. You're gonna wake me up with fucking huge sections of my eyebrows missing and my hair a different color than when I went to sleep, and then be surprised when the day comes that I die.